Horny X. Turret. I think it's up there, maybe. Let's see. Yep. It's a turret. Tesla. Horny eggs. Be goated with those slams, I ain't gonna lie. Also, the solar shields make it real easy. Don't worry, y'all. This is the last one. Get to the water section where I can die. Side, probably the last one. Yep, last one. This side. Oh. Moving too fast, the fangs didn't pop in. How bad would that suck? One thing about doing this solo that's better than team, jump share the bubbles. We're gonna risk it for the biscuit here. Because I cannot stand doing this. So we're gonna hit this bubble here. That's why I got SCUBA certified. That move right there. It's pretty expensive though for one little move. I hate that they did that. Put that turn back zone right there and make it feel like you're doing something wrong. You need to wear like a heart rate monitor and show it on the screen during these runs. Oh, Vespers would be insane. Secret chest is here. There we go. Perfect. I will say the armor set in here is quite nice. Last time I was in here, I did both Simmumah and Ecthar. I'm assuming no defibrillating blast. I know I didn't have it on Simmumah, but I'm assuming I did it on Ecthar as well. Maybe that's not true, but I know for Simmumah I didn't. So I'm feeling pretty good on that front. honestly, Ecthar's the most dangerous part just because of the how crazy the room is. But with Lord of Wolves straight into his dome, and then if I can get him locked in. He gets kind of like weirdly stun locked at times, and so I would love if that would work. Ooh, wait. Let me know if the music's too loud, guys. I can turn it down some if you need. I had it up last night because we were doing our teaching run, but the folks I was playing with didn't want to be on mic, so. Almost Ecthar. Sir. Should go ahead and stay away. Thank you. Alright, let's check this loadout, make sure we got what we need here. That's good. I need to generate orbs from that. I'm gonna go double void. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna do. Should be fine. I think that will lock me in for there. So let me do this here. And make sure I swap this over. Probably just drop this off. guess I'll throw this on. That's fine. Okay. Get the map up, because I do not want to die underneath. That would be tragic. Alright, let's do this. Oh, I need to check artifact real quick. Okay. Defibrillating, limit break. Flash over. Okay. Let's go. Divide, Squidward, burger, divide square in the middle of the room, Squidward to the top right, burger's in the middle of the room too. Okay, not a great hole here, but that's fine. So we drop here, okay, there's divide. Don't love this. Burger. Alright, I'll come back, grab Squidward here in just a second. Risk it. Do that. Move my finisher button off from near my super button. Nice. I can get it back really quick, so I'm not concerned. Almost have it back. Go back under, get Squidward real quick, and we will be straight chilling, dude. Gonna run up, gonna dunk it. Going to place my barricade. Okay. I believe it's possible for anything to change. Just to verify. Okay. was risky. Probably not doing that again. Here. Okay. Got it. Let's go. Pretty good. Still sketchy as fuck. There's a couple of times where it feels like you just get like absolute and you're like, I don't know about this, bro, but so just remember here, I'm gonna, if I can clear the ads, I want to swap. I'm gonna swap damage loadouts. Maybe when I'm over at the thing. Need. Alright, we got Flaccid X, 3-dot, turret. So Flaccid X is on the left side, 3-dot is also sort of on the 3. Turret is bottom right. So we do turret. Okay. This here. Turret should be below me right here. Yep. I'm gonna cut straight to the left. Is there an ammo brick down here? Placid. Hit this here. 3-dot should be yep, right there. Chilling. So as long as he doesn't. That's me up here. Okay, sweet. So we're good on that front. A little sketchy. Now you're good. Time-wise. Oh, no. I'll do this game. reset. Okay. Whew. Ooh-wee. No, dude. Oh, I was absolutely cooking. Oh. Oh, I was cooking, dude. The SMG is a multi-mock. It's actually one you can get from, if you've not picked it up, you can get it from the gunsmith with attrition orbs and kinetic trimmers. So just really good for yellow bars, can kind of stun them as you are as you're laying into them, and it drops orbs. So if you have on your legs, 1 second here, let me refresh this. If you have recuperation and better already, when you pick up those orbs, it will heal you. So it gives you a lot of survivability there. Thank you, Eddie, man. Yeah, yeah. To practice this a little more here. Stay in. Instead of coming back. It takes so long to get back here. I want to make sure I have a good strap. No problem, man. I need to watch back that. Figure out, like, I know I died to, like, a moth or whatever, but maybe that's an indication that I should have on, like, a arc resist as well. Yeah, man, I really like the Solo Prophecy experience. If you need, or if you, here's what I would do. I would run it through, if you've not already. Run it through and see if you have any issues with it. And if you do, it's a little shameless plug. I have a video on my channel breaking down best strats for Solo Prophecy and how I did mine and kind of coaching over, just over top. It's probably, I think the name of it's something along the lines of like how anyone can Solo Prophecy, excuse me, or something of that sort. So give that a shot, or give that a look if you'd like. Could be helpful. Just some little nuances there. Okay, we got Divide, Tesla, and Turret. Divide's in the middle, Turret's on the right. All right, let's start with Divide. We'll work our way over. So I wish I'd give us this setup of runes every time. Damn. Yeah, he absolutely wrecked me right there. All right, let's see. Huh. Wonder what I could do better. Sorry, y'all. I'm snacking at the same time. So I think when I get there, I'll see if I can break his shield stem with, maybe with commemoration or something of that sort. Oh, I need to just reset so we get this done. Yeah, I need to up the reload speed on that multi-mock since I'm kind of crutching on it so much. Around. Squidward, Tesla divide. On top right, Tesla's on the right, divides in the middle. Okay. Something terrible. We'll go here. Should drop right there, divide. Okay, Ecthar, stay away. Go all the way around here. Tesla. Squidward's at the top here. Oh, I said I wasn't going to do that earlier. I shouldn't do it. Here we go. Definitely not optimal. See if I can make up some damage on this one. Second phase here. Right. Turret. Squidward. Burger. Squidward burger. Okay. So burger. This is central. Turret here. Sure, okay, dead. Situation. find that burger, man. Here, let me go a little more central this time. So I think I got turned around. Yep. Okay, I see. There it is. Shield back. You get rid of this dude who's booming down here. Okay, it's gone. Let's go. Not bad. I don't know. I'd be really close for a 2. Or I'm sorry, for a 3. I feel like I'm kind of getting a little more consistency. Burger, divide, and turret. And the turret's back here. If I can get down. It's burger. I don't think it hit it. I'll do divide and burger here in just a moment. Oh, it did. It did. Okay. go hit divide real quick. Let's see if we can kill him. It'd be really sick if we could get like a solid 3-phase down. So that now that I have my life together with some of my mods and stuff like that. Yeah. All right. It's a really close 3-phase. We did it. Let's go. A skirt. Thanks. So anyone who has started watching recently, I did die to Ecthar. So I am playing it through. I take the approach that it's necessary to kind of see things through. So I just don't want you to be like misled by the posting. I've just not had a second to... I mean, I'm not going to update it because I'm still working on it. So just want to make sure we're all on the same page. Stream's worth what you paid for it. So, keep that in mind. Probably not the best time to take a drink while I'm underwater. Hope y'all are having a great Saturday. Wherever you are in the world. I'm gonna drop the music down a little bit, dude. He's so intense for so long. I already beat the boss. I don't need you to... So still just kind of taking the approach of trying to play it all out. Because I know I can beat Ecthar. I just did it right there. And I did it last week as well. So I'm not concerned about the prospect of putting it. It's just trying to get it all together. And this was actually one part that kind of like threw me for a loop last time. Just because there's a lot of stuff going on. And I had already died. So I wasn't being super safe last time. And the other reason I want to kind of test this is I had a pretty free, so it was 3 phases with like a little tiny snippet the last time I was in here. I was swapping between these two here. So I want to see if I can find a way to turn this into a 3-phase. You know what? I'm just gonna go with these here. Get rid of some of this stuff here. Solar siphon, loaders. Okay. Let's do it. Huh. So I need to take care of the 3 knights around the arena. Take care of the moths. So those dudes right there are run killers. Alright, so let's go do the total. He's the next one, so let's just try to take care of him here if we can. Okay. Moths here. So we're gonna do 3 dot last. burger. So that's the middle. I think this one's toe. Yeah, because then 3 dot. Which would be the wizard. Okay, it's over there. Here. I think this is taking me out, but let's dip out for a second. Oh no, okay. Alright, so I'll go out and hit that, go to the knee, I'm gonna pop Arbalist, and then swap my loadout. It's at the top. Do this here. Boom. Oh, I don't have defibrillating blast on. Pretty respectable damage though, even without that. Sheesh. I might be able to still free phase this. Take this off. Or I have defibrillating, I don't have part of a reconstruction, so do this. Let's take care of. Do appreciate you guys hanging out. anyone who's hanging out. Feel you either rooting for me or against me, but either way, you're fueling me. Alright, let's hit this thing again now that I got those things done. And the difference between doing this when Season of the Deep came out was I'm actually enjoying this. Maybe it's the meta now, maybe it's like a little bit of a higher skill level, something of this sort, but whatever the combination is, I'm enjoying this more. And I think maybe just because I'm not having to dread the potential of doing 7 damage phases, which is what it was back in the day. I mean, some of that's like a get good scrub situation, but this trace would be nearly perfect if it had shoot to loot on it. If you guys don't know, I am a little whore for shoot to loot. I just love utility perks. I find utility perks to be way more interesting. Okay, where are you at, Warlock? Buddy Warlock. Was I outside of it? Yes. Okay, of course I was. So I want Tesla last. Let's go over here. If I can get down to the S, the Simmumah, let me just clear these enemies real quick. I'm not going to take this one because Tesla's the one I want last, but yeah, if I can get to the S and Simmumah, I'll be pretty happy with it. Can I make this one? Yes. Okay. Sweet. I wonder if you go up that way to dunk, if that would prevent the enemies from chasing you long enough. Like when you start in damage. That's one thing about top I find. That you just have like a lot of enemies that can have access to you. Dude, the delay on that knockout proc, fuck, it's terrifying. I wonder if anyone's tested how long it takes for a Titan Super for a Hive Titan charge. Okay. Pretty good. I don't love that spot, though. I'm starting to consider doing the middle of the chest, because I'm just wondering if they have to come through my shield. I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot of potential for them to... blow me up. Oh, I forgot Arbalest procs. I mean, it makes sense, but... That's really, really dumb play. Should have done that. Awesome. Let's do Horny X last. Dot. Everything's reloaded. Alright, so I'm going from the knee. Give me that shit. Let's go. Whew.
Picking you up again. The signal's clearing and I'm receiving your ghost
Oh,
speed of...
desperately wanted that.
Is that Oryx? Were the Lucent Hive trying
Damn.
to...
This game really said, dude, you're getting all
armor.
armor.
We're lucky lucky you were able to stop this, Guardian. I don't even know if what they were trying to do here was possible, but the risk alone.
Thanks,
I'm
y'all.
going to contact Icora
Yeah, that
immediately.
man, that encounter
She'll want the hidden
has
to secure
really,
the
really
Oryx's remains
changed.
for
So
study.
the first damage phase I didn't even have particle reconstruction on. I don't remember how far I got, but I know that I got. I mean, it was a 3-phase right there, so pretty straightforward. And again, not using Queen Breaker. You know, I definitely could. Honestly, I should at some point maybe do a comparison. But the thing I'm running into, right, and when I'm talking with people is like, so this season Queen Breaker is really, really strong. It's gonna be one of the strongest. But for this dungeon in particular, when you're talking about what you have to do, when you gotta pop the shield off with Arbalest, and then sometimes you just have things in the game and you want to try something different. But the amount of people who have either been like super stoked about the fact that we're using like Briar's Contempt to actually have a reason for it. So I'm not even using Surrounded here. That's what I really, really should be doing, is trying that out. You know, just to have, I'm not doing a whole lot of reloading, but the charge time. So I'll try that out. But yeah, I do have a, I can remember how to get to my vault. I do have a surrounded roll, which, I mean, proc's so free in here. If I can remember, yeah. Rewind surrounded here. This is the old adept one that I have. So it could throw like a charge time masterwork on there. Just go ahead and increase it, and I'll. Yeah, dude, the bolt charge thing is really, really strong. And so I had put out a video, it's on my channel, where I did a 3-phase and 1 thunder crash last week. And so getting that done, I was like, okay. On that one, I actually forgot Defibrillating Blast. I didn't have it for the entire thing. So I was really unsafe. I had particle reconstruction, but I did not have defib on. So then I was like hurting bad, dude. So being able to kind of hit this place where I knew I was gonna be safe. If I can line up with that first melee when I come out of that and hit a ton of thrall at the exact same time, then I know that I'm gonna be like in a really, really strong position for damage. So Krins, when do you, or like what character do you play? Do you play on Titan as well, or are you one of the other 2 classes? Because I mean, this is easy on Titan here. I can't imagine how easy nowadays this would be for a Sanguine Warlock. Especially you just stay on well. You don't even have to swap. Now, if you're doing a swap, you can. I mean, at that point, when you got ×4 boost, you can choose whether or not you want to go. So, if you want to go from like the 3.3% up to the 10%, that's up to you, man. But like, if you're not gonna do that, I mean, I don't know that you really have to worry too much. So. Oh yeah, dude. Solar Bonk Titan was so. I mean, it was just. I loved that meta. I loved it so much. I actually recently posted. I say recent. It was probably about 3 weeks ago now. I posted a throwback. It was my solo flawless Spire of the Watcher. The first week it came out. Or not, no, sorry. I did a solo the first week it came out. This was a little later in the season. But dude, that, and then Duality was peak, dude. I mean, I'm wondering, Krenz, if you did that, did you do it during the season? Like Season of the Deep? Or was it a later season? Okay, let's take a look here. We'll take a look at some of the loadout stuff that I was running. Okay, so just opening, very basic prismatic Titan loadout. I mean, I say basic, you know, just staying on top of what's going on. Multi-mock just to get the orbs like crazy. Choir of one, just because it's goated. And then I'm using Thunder Crash. You can use about whatever you want to. Axes would be good for it as well if you needed to. But this is just for opening a counter and then navigating the different areas. And then this is what I settled on, okay? So I was figuring out today. So if you just... I was struggling. I figured this out. Basically, you need one arc resist, one void resist. Started with double void. That was not the play. So one arc resist, one void resist. Because the boss, he goes, when he does his super, he goes void, but then his blaster is arc. So he's up in your face, and then he's, you know, got the moths and everything in your face, stuff like that. Started with kinetic loader. I needed that. Special ammo finder using Lord of Wolves for damage. And then just make sure, I mean, this is a basic Arc Titan loadout for this season. And then this is what I'm rocking for, I mean, I'm literally just going all in. So I could, what I'll probably do, actually, let me do this real quick. I'm going to change this over and I'm just going to put a second loader on because why not? You know what? I'm not going to change anything. I'm not going to change anything because I want to save this loadout exactly like I did it. But yeah, and then you can put whatever you want down here. Honestly, I just found like multi-mock was just kind of holding it down. The kinetic tremor is just kind of rocking them. And then, yeah, that final loadout, let's take a look. Okay, Krins, yeah. The Season of the Deep, I mean, I don't remember what that perk was called. I'm sure, was it on the artifact? I'm assuming. See if I can find that. Season of the Deep artifact. Odds. Shout out to thegamer.com. Let's take a look here. Bring the music back up for you guys too. Lightning strikes twice sounds familiar. Overcharged armory. Let's see what that was. Yeah, Amiibo. That, I mean, it's so much fun. The amount of times we got baked or we've been murdered. I remember running Vespers on contest mode and the like Lord of Wolves Fallen just absolutely destroying us. That's fucking insane, dude. It feels so good to have it. Okay. What was it boosting? Let me see where it is. Overcharge armory. Oh, the harmonic resonance. I see. Yeah. I see. And then, yeah, the extra damage resist. Dude, if we had amped up this season as well, I mean, you wouldn't even be able to. It's insane. And this was before we were getting, you know, all the things where you can boost up artifact perks and things like that. I don't love, like, I've not been thrilled, like too thrilled with like this system, the tonic capsule and the tome and stuff like that. But having the ability to boost some of these things up is really, really nice. How long do you have to work on it? Because it took me quite a while for the first one. Now it's one of those things where it's pretty laid back.
Eververse deals in all manner of goods.
Have any of you guys tried Warlord's Ruin this season?
Let's see what we've got.
Oh, that's sick, man. Oh, that's awesome. What's your Bungie name? I'd love to. I'd love to peep the dungeon report. Sound like a gamer, man.
This war is a complicated battle.
The Crucible beckons, Guardian. Will you answer? I know you'll use this well. I know you're busy, Guardian, but the Crucible needs veterans now more than ever.
All right, we're taking a look.
Crucible needs me, Guardian.
This is great, man.
Are you ready to deploy?
The solo Vespers. If you did this right here, man, you could for sure cook this Sundered. Warlords was a ton of fun. I actually really enjoyed that. I would, anyone who's interested in doing Warlords, I would try doing Warlords this season because you can cook that first boss. And the other dude's down with Lord of Wolves too. Yeah, I mean it's so good. Sundered, you got this, man. If you can figure out if you can figure out the lock set, you can do Sundered for sure. Because here, if we go in here, I have doesn't necessarily sound like you'd need all of this. Sound pretty skilled, but you could go in for anyone who's interested in doing these. Sorry, hopefully you didn't hear my voice twice. I have a playlist set up here with some solo, like some little solo strats for these are like coaching sessions. So I've been going through systematically and doing solo runs of all these. These heroes solo flawless so far, so being able to hit them. Obviously I did Sundered first. Well, not obviously, but I did Sundered first, and then I was like, oh, you know what, I'll go back. So been going through them. That's what's kind of brought me to this place. So I did Spire. I have Spire up. I've just not made the solo guide for Spire. So then Ghost was next along that path. So I'm kind of making my way. I don't know that I'll get through all of them because we got a lot of stuff planned for the last bit of this season. But if you guys are interested, these are here. Yeah, and if any of you guys are not playing Destiny right now for some reason, but you're like sitting here watching a Destiny streamer, there's a couple of videos that I put out recently that might be interesting to you. You could do, so I have a couple videos that are like for returning players, so top PvE weapons and a returning player's guide, things like that I've been putting work out. So I've only had the channel for a couple months now, so just kind of getting it out there. And then a lot of these are gameplay type things, how to do master challenges for the different things, stuff like that. So yeah, let's take a look. So look at Krins. If anyone else wants us to look at your dungeon report, I like doing it. I like seeing, but I'll pull mine up here.
The Crucible needs veterans now more than ever.
Shout out Meebo, that's awesome, man. Appreciate that.
Crucible needs me, Guardian. Are you ready to deploy?
So yeah, I have not. The only one I've not solo flawlessed is Vespers.
Victory spells nice, Guardian. But the Red Legion
Oh,
is not
sorry,
gone.
Crins. I'll go back to yours in a second. Now, let me throw this on here. I'm assuming you mean scroll down on yours. Yeah, there you go.
I have an entire crucible to officiate, Guardian. Don't make me wait.
So I never got the original solo. Oh, I did. On the Whisper mission. For crying out loud. I don't know why. I never did that. I got solo
What's going on?
with like 8 deaths or whatever. So,
Guardian.
all right, Mevo. I'll hit you up next, man. Let me go. Yeah, okay. So I'm on mine here. So yeah, Sundered. What I wish they did on here is I wish they would drop and put on here when you got your exotic. I don't know if we have that information anywhere. But yeah, and then Vespers here. So really just haven't felt the desire to grind these recent ones out. But dude, back in the day, I was just a little whore for for a good dungeon run through. Pit farming. I think Duality, we did most of that. I don't know if you guys remember the time when, I don't know why, it's like some YouTuber somewhere was like, oh, get this Artifice armor now, and like had this strat for it. And so we were all going and just trying to get a full set of Artifice armor. I think it was right before they were making the change. So, oh, that's sick, man. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. When you got the RNG drop of the, of the exotic, because we didn't have those early on, right? We didn't have one. Shattered Throne just had Wishender, Pit of Heresy had Xenophage. So those are just, those are quest exotics. Prophecy didn't have one associated with it. However, there was a lot of stuff in there for Ruinous Effigy. If you guys remember, there were like a bunch of things you had to shoot while you were in there. Grasp of Avarice obviously came with Gallarhorn, and then Duality, moving forward with Heart Shadow, Inspire the Watcher with the bow, Hierarchy of Needs. I'm testing myself, trying to remember. Yeah, and then Navigator. I actually got that first try. I got Navigator, and then we ran it back later that night. I believe that Captain and I both got it. Captain Hook, shout out. No idea how long it took me to get Warlords for that. See how long it actually took the run. Yeah, it was a lengthy run. 1,800 kills. Damn.
Our work is unfinished, Guardian. What can I do?
And then, yep, Sundered. Sundered was actually pretty quick after. Damn, should have killed one less enemy. The boss was 1,001. All right, let's check out Meebos. So Meebo, did you do yours this season? You said Defibrillating Blast.
Victory spells nice, Guardian.
Yeah, that's
Red
not too long
Legion is
ago,
not
man.
gone.
That's sick. It's a pretty good time on that too. What'd you use for Meebo, what'd you use for the second boss? Not that it's really that hard of an encounter, but it's one of those things where since they nuked it, they like changed how the damage scales, or they changed something on the back end with it. Now it doesn't freaking chunk like as crazy. Damn, you did a lot of these this year. That's sick, man. Oh, we did our solo flawless on the same day. Look at that. Twinning. Ghosts.
You're
My
doing
sister's
your part out
birthday.
there, I hope.
Good day.
But the Crucible always needs more fighters.
I see. I don't know if these... So these are back. Like Presage is up this week. I don't think that it's still, I think these are just old polls. That's funny, man. If you just started, yeah, because I just started like making the videos that I've been making like really recently. So you've been kind of going along this path adjacent to me. How about them raid reports? What do you guys look like on that side? Should I check the raid reports? I won't pull them up unless someone gives me the go ahead.
The entire crucible to officiate, Guardian. Don't make me wait.
If anyone wants me to check your raid report.
I'm hungry for news, Guardian.
All right, let's check out Mevos. Yeah, raid reports where my stuff really shines, more than the dungeon stuff. But a little trio. Yeah, that's recent. Nice. Titan. All right, you had 1 of 3. Nice. Mevo, where'd you find these folks to play with? Were these like clanmates, stuff like that, or did you find it in like the low man? Ooh. Yeah, hitting those Sherpas a little rough for that. So we take a very systematic approach, and sometimes people struggle a little bit to understand that you gotta, like, with Salvation's Edge, the main thing with it, it's not bad, it's just gonna take a while. And if you're teaching, you can do one of two things. You can either be an asshole or you can be patient, but you're not gonna be able to do both. And people are gonna, that's one thing about the raids that, like Crotus. Let's use Crota for example, because it's the one that came out right before it. If you take Crotus and you are trying to roll that, trying to teach that, right? The fact is that, like, the only hard part to learning Crota for new people is the Abyss. So just being in that darkness, the way to darkness is very foreign. And so, like, helping people understand that is the only real challenging part. The rest of it's pretty basic combat, right? Like, so you have the 2 ad clear encounters, and then you got 2 boss encounters. Salvation's Edge is, like, just a whole different thing, right? So last night, I actually was live streaming, and we were doing some teaching, and I found that it was kind of important I found over time, and me and some of the mods in our clan, we've found over time that it was important to go in and help people learn by going into this little first room. So let me mute that real quick for you. So I'm standing in this little side room, and I'm making sure everyone who needs to see the instructions get over here. And then use this. So if you're trying to teach anyone Salvation's Edge, my big tip would be, like, all right, bring them into this first room and then just really talk them through it. And I like to break down this closing mechanic. I like to break it down as if, like, okay, you've picked up the right shape, you're going to shoot the totem, and then you're going to step onto the plate. And so the whole point of that is, how I explain it to them is, say, like, by picking up the resonance, you're interacting with what Bungie or what the game has told you to do. And then by shooting the totem, you're letting the game know, hey, we're done. We've done what you've asked us to do. And then by stepping on the plate, you're committing to that answer. So that's kind of thing. So I know you guys didn't ask about that, but that's something, yeah, when we come in here and do teaching and stuff for this. But yeah, man, it takes time, right? So, like, we had some players last night in our team, like, they were awesome. Everyone was fantastic, but, you know, just different levels of experience, things of that sort, different comfort levels with different combat activities or different environments. So, you know, it took us a while. It took us a while to get through, and that's the main thing with Salvation's Edge that you got to remember, is it's just going to take some time.
Talk to me, Guardian.
But if you take time, I found that it really can build bonds with people. Like, because if it's kind of like a trauma bond, like you can grow through like a rough experience like this, if that makes sense. Or rough is a weird, but like through the toughness of the raid and stuff. And then as you get through, so actually tonight I'll be streaming. I'm about to hop off here, about to take the wife on a date, but gonna get back on this evening around 9 p.m. Eastern, so about 4 hours from now, and then gonna be streaming with the guys. We're doing some actually Verity Master Challenge tonight, so pray for us, send thoughts and prayers, appreciate that. Yeah, man, that's kind of the thing, man, just finding a bond through the different stuff and then locking in. So like that's the thing too, like, you know, because I mean I saw on your raid report, right, the trio run, it wasn't the fastest run in the world. You guys probably fought, you know, really fought for it. It doesn't have to be the quickest thing, it doesn't have to be the prettiest thing, whatever, like having that in, you know, in the back of your head. So but well, y'all, appreciate you guys hanging out. Hop in the Discord if you're not already. Sometimes people have different names on YouTube, stuff of that sort. Once again, I'll be on about 4 hours from now. We'll be in the chat. Obviously doing Verity. I'm not sure how much I'll be interacting with the chat directly. But appreciate you guys hanging out, and check out the new videos. Just dropped one today about like how to find Choir of One. So if you got people who've come back in your clans, or you're like trying to get people back, maybe send them out. Appreciate you guys, and talk to you next time.